Ho, ho, ho! Yes, it is time for our Tri-City Sports Roundup Christmas Spectacular. As usual this time of year, later on in the show, we will hear from several of our local athletes telling us what they want for Christmas. And to really get in the festive season, I'm actually wearing a shirt that combines both Christmas and sports. I wonder how many other people have such an article of clothing in their wardrobe. Well, you can see it if you're watching our live stream on the KYCA Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, KYCA Digital. But for those of you on the radio side of this show, well, it is a shirt with Santa Claus being pelted by snowballs. Yes, it's a shirt commemorating that game on December 15th, 1968 at Philadelphia's Franklin Field when Eagle fans became so enraged at pretty much the general state of their team that during the Christmas parade at halftime, they chucked snowballs at Santa Claus. In fact, I believe it was about a year or two ago, I actually did a "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" style reading of that incident. And while I laugh about this, there are some people I've told this story to around here who are just shocked when they hear about it. They say, how could they do something like that? It's like, well, because, we're Eagles fans, and sometimes we do crazy stuff like that. Whoa, aren't you embarrassed by that? Not particularly. I look at it as just a funny story, and it's a major part of Philadelphia Eagles lore. So much so that they make T-shirts for it. But fear not, because I'm sure that Santa Claus gave all those Eagles fans big lumps of coal in their stockings after that. And speaking of people who deserve a big lump of coal in their stocking, LeBron James certainly qualifies for that. And man, it has been a long time since I've talked about that guy. When I was doing my Rust Rants podcast a few years ago here on KYCA, it seemed like every other week I was talking about LeBron James because, well, he kept doing stupid stuff. But it seems like to me over the past year or so, he's been relatively quiet, unbelievably enough. Well, that all came to an end last weekend. His Lakers were playing the Phoenix Suns. So actually, some of you people out there might have been watching that game. And at one point in the game, James claimed that the Suns' Dylan Brooks swatted the ball in his direction. So, of course, LeBron gets highly offended by that, and he goes up to one of the refs and starts yelling at him. The usual, how dare he do that? How dare he? I'm LeBron James. I don't just play in this league. I am the league. Then, this is where it really gets whack. Then he actually grabbed the referee's arm while he was yelling at him and apparently gave him a little shove as well. And guess what happened to LeBron James after that? Nothing. He was not ejected from the game. In fact, after the game, the referees said that LeBron was not tossed because the contact was incidental. Now, how grabbing a referee by the arm is incidental, how you accidentally do that, I don't know. And I have found zero follow-up stories about LeBron James being fined or suspended over this incident. How big a load of Bravo Sierra is that? Got to keep it clean on this show. It is universally accepted that no matter how mad you get at a ref, you can yell at him, you can scream at him, you can say stuff like, I unclog my nose at you, but you do not put your hands on a ref. And if you do, you are going to face major punishment, and deservedly so. But I guess that's not the case if your name happens to be LeBron James. As far as I'm concerned, this is just preferential treatment because LeBron, well, he's not just one of the biggest names in the NBA, he's one of the biggest names in all of sports, and I guess, well, the rules don't apply to him. Now, I guarantee you, if it was Devin Booker who did that, if it was Joel Embiid who did that, they'd be gone. But LeBron, oh, nope, he can do whatever he wants. And I would not be surprised, and this is just a theory of mine, I would not be surprised if there was somewhat of a fear factor in this, where the refs came up with that lame excuse, and Commissioner Adam Silver, one of the most useless commissioners in sports, where he wouldn't hand down any punishment because they don't want LeBron James calling them a racist. Even though that word has been used as nauseum by, shall we say, people of a certain political persuasion, and it's been used so much that it's lost any meaning that it once had. But, the refs and apparently Adam Silver, they're still going to be scared to death to do anything about LeBron James. And that's what happens when you let your big-time star do whatever he wants. Just absolutely ridiculous. And that shows that the refs and Adam Silver have zero backbone. And I will bet you anything. I will bet you that if players like Michael Jordan or Larry Bird had done that during their time, despite their status in the league, they still would have been ejected, and they would have been fined, and they probably would have been suspended for a game or two. But hey, not LeBron James. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, LeBron gets a big lump of coal in his stocking. And you know who else does? Former Michigan football coach Sharon Moore, who was recently fired due to having an inappropriate relationship with a university staff member, then got arrested because he allegedly broke into that woman's home. And another one who deserves a big lump of coal in their stocking is former Ohio University football coach Brian Smith, who got canned for having an affair with an undergraduate student and for reportedly being drunk during a public appearance. Man, is there anyone in the sports world who isn't on the naughty list this year? Well, actually, Mookie Betts would probably qualify. Mookie Betts from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He did win the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award for community service for taking part in initiatives to help the homeless around Los Angeles and donating money to the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires earlier this year. So yeah, hopefully Santa will leave a nice present under his tree. And yeah, I guess someone else we can include in that would be Anze Kopitar of the Los Angeles Kings, because he did win the 2025 Lady Byng Trophy for the most gentlemanly player in the NHL. And surely Santa Claus can leave some nice presents under the tree for the Prescott flag football team, the Prescott badminton team, and the Embry-Riddle women's soccer team, who all made the Final Four this year and did it with class. Oh, and also the Embry-Riddle cross-country team. They won the NAIA National Marathon, so I think that deserves a big box of Stover's candy under the tree. And speaking of which, we're going to be talking with Embry-Riddle cross-country coach Chris Bray on the other side of this break about his team's performance at the National Marathon, which occurred last week in Dallas. 928-541-1016, number to call here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. Again, 928-541-1016. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk with Coach Chris Bray. And later on the show, we will have our local athletes telling us what they really want for Christmas. All that coming up here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Tri-City Sports Roundup. John Rust with you here. And yeah, we got to break out our Christmas bumper music for this show, including Carol of the Bells by the great violin player Lindsey Sterling. Again, got to get in that Christmas. I can't believe Christmas is next Thursday, man. So anyway, as I mentioned, a group of people who definitely deserve a huge Christmas present from Santa Claus are the Embry-Riddle women's cross-country team, as they were the winners in the NAIA National Marathon last weekend. And let's talk a little bit more about that. We're going to go to the phones right now, and we're going to be talking to Embry-Riddle cross-country coach Chris Bray. Coach, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, John. It's great to be with you.
Yeah. So, Coach, and probably a lot of people aren't aware that the NAIA actually does a marathon this time of year. And I believe you had 4 of your women runners compete in that. And because you had enough for a full team there, they not only won the marathon this year, but this is actually the 3rd year in a row that Embry-Riddle has captured the title in the national marathon.
Yeah, who knew that I was going to be a women's marathon coach when I signed up to be the cross country coach at Embry-Riddle? It's the women did great. We qualified in 4 women. They had to be in the top 60 in the NAIA to qualify in, and we ended up Tiffany Terry was 5th overall, Mia Kemp was 6th overall, and Heidi Donovan was 18th overall for our top 4 scorers in the NAIA. So that was great.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to getting ready for the marathon, I think I talked to you about this a few years ago because, one of the characters in my cryptid hunting series, Karen, well, now it's Karen Raston. I have her as a marathon runner, and I did some research on it. And when it comes to marathons, they only recommend running 2 full marathons a year. So what do you do in order to get your ladies ready to run that full, 24 miles?
Yeah, full 26.2 would be a marathon. And what we did is we do our regular cross country training, and you see us a lot of times. You see us out on Willow Lake Trail, out in Pioneer Park. We're all over the place. But what we do to get them ready is they have to qualify with 2 2-hour-long runs, and then they take the pace from those. And you're compared against all the other qualifiers, and you kind of get ranked, and you got to be in the top 60, as I said before. But yeah, so you start running, 2 hours out on the Peavine Trail. It seems like it's an easy thing to do, but after about an hour 10, hour 15, hour 30, it's wearing on you. But those ladies, they hammered it out, and they did well enough to qualify. So that was great.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Riddle was only, a handful of actual teams, at least fielding 3 or 4 runners who qualified for the NAIA National Marathon, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. There was 8 women's teams that actually qualified in full teams of 3. On the men's side, there was 7 teams, and we had 2 of our guys actually go as well. So we had 4 women qualify, 2 of our men went. Ben Smith happened to be 4th place overall, so for the NAIA, so he was technically, I guess you'd call him an All-American then.
Mm-hmm. And along with Tiffany Terry, who else on the women's side did you have running for you?
Oh yeah, Tiffany Terry was 5th. Mia Kemp was 6th. They were 15 seconds apart over 26 miles. They were only 15 seconds apart. Heidi Donovan, who's a freshman, we let her race this, and she did great. And Fanula Carew, who's raced it last year, she also knocked it out of the park. She was 31st NAIA runner overall out of the 63 women that were there.
Mm-hmm. And talk about the course. What was that like for your runners?
Oh yeah, so we did this in conjunction with the BMW Dallas Marathon. So it started in downtown Dallas. Conditions were rough. It was 31 degrees, unseasonably cold for Dallas, with a little bit of wind. So it felt like it was in the 20s. and we raced. They got to race through downtown Dallas, which is a lot of fun. If you've never been to another city and you get to run through the downtown, and then it takes you out to the suburbs. We actually ran around what's called White Rock Lake, and it's this great trail around about a 9 mile trail around this lake that's not too far from downtown. And but yeah, the conditions were brutal. I went out to stand out there. I had hand warmers on, a hat, 3 jackets. I was freezing my butt off, and they're out there in nothing but shorts and a little tank top. But when you're moving like that, you're staying warm. But yeah, it was pretty rough conditions out there.
Okay, and because I was actually in Dallas several years ago, I was visiting a college friend out there, and we did history buff in me. We had to go to the book depository, the area where President Kennedy got shot back in 1963. So, did the marathon course actually go through that area or not?
We went right by the book depository. And we were at the top of the hill, running right by that. We ran the course a little bit, and we ran by there twice, and while we were getting ready for the marathon.
Hmm.
And yeah, just it's amazing just that you get to run by parts of history.
Yeah. In fact, I remember being there, and I don't know if you got a chance to stand in this area, but they on the street there, they actually have a little X near the curb where that was the spot where Kennedy got shot. And I just remember I was probably standing there for a solid 2-3 minutes, just looking at that X, looking up at the book depository, and yeah, you can actually just feel that historical moment right there. So I don't know if you got a chance to look at the X and be around that area a whole lot.
No, I wanted to go down there, but it was getting dark, and we didn't want to have the athletes running through the streets when apparently getting them hit by a car would be bad. So yeah, really, we were right at the top of that hill though, near the book depository, and yeah, you just get that. It's just such a neat feeling, like you just said, that you're like, wow, like the world changed on the spot, 100 yards from us.
Hmm. And well, like I said, a great performance there by the Riddle women. You also mentioned you had two of your guys there, Ben Smith coming in fourth, and you also had Nathan Kutcher who came in 17th place for the men.
Yeah, he was overall actually for the NAI. He was actually 13th overall after everything was said and done, and he led the marathon. He led the NAI portion of the marathon until about mile 19, and then another kid caught him at mile 21, and he was third overall last year when it was in California, but he decided to go for it, and he threw down really hard, and it cost him at the end. But yeah, he moved from first to 13th over the last 3 miles of the race. But great, I mean, just valiant effort. So you can't fault him for trying to do his best.
And what kind of strategy do your runners have for a marathon? Because in a normal cross country meet, that's about what 5 mile run or so, 3 mile, 5 mile run. Here you're talking 26 miles. So what's the strategy here to try to get the best place you can after having to run so far for so long?
Well, John, there's two ways to do it. Like with Nathan, he went out hard and kept pressing the pace, taking it to his physical limit early, and he was going to ride that wave as long as he could, and hopefully it would take him. It took him to mile 23, but then it's a tough way to go out because all of a sudden it's like your wheels fall off. What Ben Smith did is he took it out a little bit more conservatively, and you want to do what's called negative splitting, and now all that means is you want to run your second half faster than your first half, and you control your effort so you've got something to give. Like I always tell the athletes, I'm like, you run the first part so you can make a decision about how hard you go on the second half. If you go out too hard, you don't get to make the decision. Your body tells you that you're done. Um, again, two ways to do it, and both of the boys did it differently. But Ben Smith was also an All-American in cross country just a few weeks earlier, so we knew that he had something to give at the end of this race. So yeah, he did. He did run it a little bit smarter, but that was his first marathon ever. So he really had to listen to me um, maybe for a change. I don't know. But he had to listen to me, and I told him, like, go conservative and then go for it. And that's exactly what he did.
So, of your 6 riddle runners who competed in the marathon, how many of them did it for the first time?
Actually, it was Ben's first time, and then Heidi Donovan, the freshman, she'd had some ankle issues where she was hobbling a little bit a couple of weeks ago. So she had zero pressure on her for her first marathon. Even the night before, we were at dinner with the team, and I'm like, Heidi, are we going to race tomorrow? And she just kind of looked at me like I was insane. She's like, well, yeah, of course. Um, she had no pressure to perform, but I think taking that pressure off of her gave her a great race. I think she enjoyed it the whole way, and that's not usually what people say in a marathon, but she was so excited at the end of it because she felt great. So yeah, two of the 6, that was her first time, and for Tiffany, that was her third time racing on the team. And so far they've won it every time with Tiffany. And unfortunately, she's a senior, so we have to have someone else lead them next year.
All right. Well, Coach Chris Spray from the Embry-Riddle Cross Country Team, want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. Congratulations to the women's cross country team. Excuse me. This year's NAIA National Marathon Champions. And of course, coming up shortly, you guys will be involved in the outdoor track and field season. We wish you all the best for that. And of course, Merry Christmas to you and the rest of the Embry-Riddle Cross Country Team.
Hey, thank you, John. Merry Christmas.
All right, again, Chris Bray, head coach of the Embry-Riddle Cross Country Team. So we're coming up to a break here on Tri-City Sports Roundup, but as always, it's time to see who shined over the past 7 days as we present the Tri-City Sports Roundup 3 Stars of the Week. Starting with the ladies, our number 3 star is Kate McBride of the Embry-Riddle basketball team. She registered 14 points and 8 rebounds in the Lady Eagles' 78-67 victory over Park University last Saturday. The number 2 star is Sophia Davidson of the Prescott soccer team. She had a hat trick in the Lady Badgers' 5-1 victory over ALA Gilbert North Monday. And our number 1 star of the week is Addie Prisciandero of the Prescott basketball team. She notched 29 points in the Lady Badgers' 84-11 dismantling of Mojave last Friday. Now for the guys, our number 3 star is Cam Reniker of the Bradshaw Mountain basketball team. He garnered 23 points in the Bears' 49-43 overtime win over Mojave Monday. The number 2 star is Jesus Castro of the Bradshaw Mountain soccer team. He had a hat trick in the Bears' 8-4 victory over Cactus Shadows Wednesday. And our number 1 star of the week is Alan Flores of the Bradshaw Mountain soccer team. He registered 4 goals in the Bears' 8-4 triumph over Cactus Shadows Monday. Then on Wednesday, Flores had a hat trick in Bradshaw's 6-1 thumping of Mojave. Sorry about that, folks. Little phone issue there. Anyway, as I said, Flores on Wednesday had a hat trick in Bradshaw's 6-1 thumping of Mojave. So congratulations to all our 3 stars of the week. Break time here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. When we come back, we will have our annual Christmas segment. What do our local athletes want for Christmas? That's coming up on the other side of the break. We'll be back right after this. We are back here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup, and yes, as our Christmas bumpers continue, gotta have Trans-Siberian Orchestra on Christmas Eve. Sorry, Avo. Can't get enough of that one for the holiday season. Okay, well, speaking of the holiday season, as we do every year on this show, I go around to Prescott High School, Bradshaw Mountain High School, Chino Valley High School, Yavapai College, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and I ask our local athletes what they want for Christmas. And you know what? Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to that segment right now.
This is Angel Sanchez. I'm a midfielder for Prescott High School boys soccer, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is brand new soccer cleats.
This is August Green Keaton, and I play center defensive mid for Bradshaw Mountain High School soccer team, and one thing I really want for Christmas this year would be the Barcelona jersey for the season.
This is Cameron Rand, shooting guard of the Bradshaw Mountain basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is some new fishing rods.
This is Cameron Dicker, and I'm a forward of the Prescott High School basketball team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is some Jaw 3 basketball shoes.
This is Chase Stedman of the Prescott High School basketball team, and one thing I really want for Christmas is a new pair of Beats headphones.
This is Christian Lopez. I wrestle 149 at Embry-Riddle Wrestling, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a new pair of wrestling shoes.
This is Christopher Cruz, midfielder of Embry-Riddle men's soccer, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is to score 10 goals next season.
This is Claire Long, right defender of the Prescott High School girls soccer team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a golden retriever.
This is Daria Young from the Prescott girls basketball team, and I really want a harmonica for Christmas.
This is Emma Johnson, point guard of Bradshaw Mountain basketball girls team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a new phone.
This is Francesco Pusini, defender of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University men's soccer team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is win nationals next year.
This is Hannah Clear, middle blocker of the Embry-Riddle volleyball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
This is Haley Cody, and I play left wing back of the Yavapai College women's soccer team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is anything music related.
This is Isaac Martinez, power forward of the Chino Valley basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a 30-point game.
This is Isaiah Wong, point guard of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is some GT Coat 1s.
This is JC Candlin, point guard of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical men's basketball team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is some new basketball shoes.
This is Jack Schwang, forward of the Chino Valley Cougars basketball team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is a PS5.
This is Jade Furr, forward of the Prescott High School girls soccer team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is a new pair of Adidas Samba shoes.
This is Jason Parent, guard of the Yavapai College men's basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is an ACCAC championship.
This is Jesse Capping of the Embry-Riddle baseball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a donut lamp.
This is Jordan Faust, a shooting guard at Bradshaw Mountain High School boys basketball. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is probably some new hoop shoes and maybe some clothing to add to my closet, some new pieces.
This is Joshua Durbin of the Embry-Riddle cross country team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a flight to Switzerland.
This is Juan Corona, and I play right back for the Bradshaw Mountain Bears boys soccer team. And one thing I really want for Christmas is new soccer cleats.
This is Caitlin Amaya, point guard of the Chino Valley girls basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is tickets to a concert. Her name is SZA.
Hi, this is Kate McBride from Embry-Riddle women's basketball team, and one thing I really want for Christmas is a hippopotamus.
This is Kenna Martinez, point guard for the Bradshaw Mountain Bears girls varsity basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is Drake concert tickets.
This is Kennedy Kosk, 138 of Bradshaw Mountain High School wrestling team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is the 2-pound weight allowance.
This is Kylie Murdoch, power forward of the Prescott High School girls basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a puppy.
This is Lillian Harwood, center back of the Bradshaw Mountain soccer team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is some new cleats.
This is Macy Stebbins, and I'm a guard of Chino Valley High School Cougars basketball team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is gas money.
This is Mallory Walsh, and I'm a wide receiver of the Prescott High School flag football team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is brand new AirPods because mine just broke.
This is Pomai Nakakura, and I'm a point guard of the Embry-Riddle women's basketball team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is to just spend time with my family back at home.
This is Rihanna Aguilar, quarterback of the Prescott High School flag football team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is a new phone.
This is Rico Gutierrez, defending midfielder of Prescott boys soccer team. And the one thing I want for Christmas is a new truck exhaust.
This is Ryan Vischer, center for Yavapai College basketball team. And the one thing I would really want for Christmas is a new pair of basketball shoes.
This is Talon Bennett. I play goalie of the Yavapai women's soccer team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is any clothes.
This is Taylor Morrison, goalkeeper of the Bradshaw Mountain girls soccer team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is a MacBook.
This is Tiffany Terry of the Embry-Riddle cross country team. And the one thing I really want for Christmas is winter running clothes.
This is Zach Turner, 132 of Bradshaw Mountain High School Wrestling, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is new wrestling shoes.
This is Adam Stanley. I wrestle 141 pounds for the Embry-Riddle wrestling team, and the one thing I really want for Christmas is a wife.
Oh, all right. Well, we thank all those athletes for... Adam Stanley, Embry-Riddle wrestling team. He definitely gets the prize for best answer on this list. What I really want for Christmas is a wife. I'm not sure if Santa can deliver that, but sometimes when I'm on YouTube, you kind of see those ads for like dating Slavic women, Eastern European women. I mean, you got the mail order bride thing. I guess you can get one through there. I don't think you can gift wrap it though. But yeah, Adam Stanley definitely had. I think I have to give him the best answer for this year's Christmas segment. I mean, the hippopotamus one was good. I mean, there even is a song about I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. But I think I was even telling some of the athletes that I think I was like, it's just going to be hard to top Adam Stanley's answer. You know, I want a wife for Christmas. So Adam, congratulations, man. I think you got the top prize this year, and you get you get our praise. I don't think I have anything else to give him, but whatever. Anyway, again, definitely thank you to all the athletes from Prescott High School, Bradshaw Mountain High School, Chino Valley High School, Yavapai College, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, who took part in our Christmas segment. And, of course, coming up in a couple weeks, we are going to have another holiday segment. It'll be local athletes and their New Year's resolution. Or New Year's resolutions. So that's something to look forward to. And again, that'll be coming up in a couple weeks because, well, we're going to be taking off for live shows during the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's because, everyone's going to be spending time with their families. They're going to be out traveling. So we might as well take off, too, and enjoy the holiday. And hopefully you will, too. And one way to enjoy the holiday, along with some of the traditional Christmas music. In fact, you heard it here on our bumpers during the show. We had, of course, Sleigh Ride, the classic Sleigh Ride, Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Eve Sarajevo, and my personal favorite Christmas song from Mannheim Steamroller, Patapan. But there are a few new Christmas songs that I think would be great to add to your playlist for this season. One, this actually came out a few weeks ago. It's from the Pretty Reckless, Where Are You Christmas? And for those of you not familiar, the lead singer for that band, the Pretty Reckless, is Taylor Momsen. If you don't know her real name, well, you probably know the character she played because Taylor Momsen was Cindy Lou Who in the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, and she actually took the song she sang at when she was 7 years old, when she did that song, Where Are You Christmas, and turned it into kind of a rockin' song and also interspersed parts of her singing that song when she was 7 years old for that movie. Excellent song. Also, Stryper, yes, the great Christian rock, the great Christian metal band. Stryper, actually, they came out with a whole new Christmas album, but the one song that is a real banger off that one is On This Holy Night. And I want to thank Embry-Riddle assistant basketball coach Doug Bielfus for pointing me in the direction of that song. Great song. Basically, it just talks about how Christmas has become too commercialized, and we've missed the true meaning of Christmas, and I just missed how important Jesus and God is in religion. In fact, there's one really great line in that song where it goes, "We lit the tree, but dimmed your light." Excellently written song, banger of a song, highly recommended. Also, Skillet, another Christian rock band, another one of my favorites. They actually did a version of "Oh Emmanuel," which kind of a combination of very soft, very laid back, and then they have kind of a rockin' portion of it, then soft, laid back, rockin' portion. So those are a few Christmas songs that I would highly recommend you add to your playlist this season. And speaking of Christmas, because of course Christmas Day, where we do a holiday schedule here, so I don't get to do my usual this day in sports history or who was born on this day for Christmas. And actually, I'll tell you what, we had some pretty interesting athletes who were born on Christmas Day, and I wonder how that works out. It's like when you're born on Christmas Day, do you get both Christmas and birthday presents, or do you have the parents just say, "We're just going to combine your Christmas and birthday presents into one"? So anyway, born on Christmas Day in the world of sports, the late, great Ricky Henderson. Yes, the greatest base stealer in baseball history, greatest leadoff man in baseball history. He was born on Christmas Day. Also, another Christmas baby, Miami Dolphins Hall of Fame running back Larry Zonka, who was part of that undefeated 1972 Miami Dolphins team. And another one who was born on Christmas Day, someone a little near and dear to my heart, would be former Major League second baseman Manny Trio, who was such an integral part to that 1980 Philadelphia Phillies World Championship team. Had a really good career, too. Now, as far as sports history on Christmas Day, well, how about this? You wouldn't think baseball would be involved on Christmas Day for sports history, but back in 1888, the first indoor baseball game was played. Yeah, many years before anyone even conceived of the Houston Astrodome at the Philadelphia Fairgrounds. The Uptowners beat the Downtowners 6-1 in the very first indoor baseball game attended by 2,000 fans. Also, on Christmas Day, 1971, the longest NFL game in history was played. It was a playoff game between the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Miami beat Kansas City 27-24 in double overtime. The game time clock was 82 minutes and 40 seconds for that game to be completed. And how about this? A Christmas Day sports history piece from right here in Arizona. In 1995, Dallas Cowboy running back Emmitt Smith scored an NFL record 25th touchdown for the season as the Cowboys beat the Cardinals 37-13 at Sun Devil Stadium. And finally, back in 2008 on Christmas Day, Lakers coach Phil Jackson won his 1,000th career game in the NBA as Los Angeles defeated Boston 92-83. So, quite a few notable sporting events and birthdays that occurred on Christmas Day. Also, music-wise on Christmas Day is the birthday of Tomas Holopainen, which 99% of you probably don't know who that is, but he is the keyboardist and the songwriter for one of my all-time favorite bands, the symphonic metal band from Finland, Nightwish. So, born on Christmas Day, Tomas Holopainen, who probably just redefined the genre of symphonic metal. So certainly happy birthday to Tomas Holopainen. Well, happy early birthday to Tomas Holopainen. Of course, happy early birthday to Larry Zonka and Manny Trio and anyone else who happened to be born on Christmas Day. Actually, I have an uncle who is a New Year's baby. So I think that's a little easier. And actually, my birthday's January 8th. So I kind of have a nice little break in there between Christmas and New Year's. So it's like, hey, I kind of get a nice little double thing going on there. I got a bunch of stuff for Christmas, and a couple weeks later, I get a bunch of stuff for birthday. No problem there. But again, I just wondered how you deal with that when your birthday falls on Christmas Day. Anyway, folks, Want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. Coming up next, we've got Healthline with Dr. David Hancock at 9. Then at 10 o'clock, we've got Drive Time AZ. And again, this will be our last live show of 2025. We have best of shows the next 2 weeks, and then we will be back live. Our first show in 2026, we will have local athletes and their New Year's resolutions. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in to our show and our slate of live local talk here on KYCA throughout 2025. And we look forward to bringing you all this programming in 2026, and we will see what happens in the world of local sports in 2026 as we really dive into the second half of the winter sports season and look forward to the spring sports season. Anyway, folks, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah to all our Jewish listeners out there, and have yourselves a good one. We'll see you next year.